This is a video about how to get started with your embroidery project. So in your packet, you should have received 2 skeins of embroidery floss. That's what we call the thread. 2 needles. One is for another project. This is the one that is dull. This is for sewing yarn. And the other needle is really sharp, and that's the needle we want to use for the embroidery. A piece of cloth and a mask. Okay, so now that we have our needle here, I want to show you how to thread the needle. Okay, so the first thing though that we need to do is take a piece of floss. If you carefully pull some of the floss out and leave the paper packets on, it will keep your floss from getting all tangled up. Okay, so I'm going to pull just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to cut it off. Okay, if accidentally you take the paper off, you're going to end up with a mess like this. You're going to end up with a whole bunch of it kind of in a rat's nest. It's worth your time to get a piece of paper and wind it around like this so that it's organized, okay, as opposed to working with the rat's nest, all right? But try not to do that, right? You can just simply pull gently from the paper and the floss will come out. Okay, so now if we look at the floss, every thick strand comes with 6 individual threads. And you can see there are 6 individual threads here. And I'm going to divide now this one piece into 3 and 3. So I'm going to pull very gently, go slowly, and it will untwist. Go very slowly and it will untwist. Let's see here. Okay, got to take your time, have patience, because it takes a while. Actually, embroidery takes time, and it's kind of like the perfect thing to be doing right now, because it actually calms our bodies down. Sewing relaxes us and lowers your heart rate. So this is kind of a good thing. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to thread a needle. So now that we have only 3 threads in this piece, it would help if you just trimmed off that ragged edge. That would help. And then what you can do is you can lick the edge. Here I'm going to lick it, a little bit of, lick it like that, and then I'm going to go through and thread it through the eye of the needle. The hole in a needle is called the eye. I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, and then I'm going to knot the other end. Now to knot, it's very simple. Just wrap the thread around your fingers and pull the end through the hole. Make sure the end is at the very end of the thread because you don't want to waste it, right? Okay, so there you go. There's my knot. And here we go. Okay, so now you're ready to sew. So online in Schoology, there is one file that says the embroidery stitching guide, and then there is a second file that has demo videos, the 10 most popular embroidery stitches. Now that's the one that I watched, and the demonstrator is a very cool guy, and he shows you how to sew these stitches. Okay, now there is the running stitch, the back stitch, the chain stitch, the lazy daisy, the fan, the French knot, and the satin stitch. Okay, now for the first project, you only need to practice any one of these 5 or any other one that you find online. Please, you can Google embroidery stitches and try to find some really fun ones, okay? So with that being said, the next thing then you need to do is just start sewing. So I'm going to start with the back. I'm going to push it through the fabric. I'm going to pull it and looking very till the end right there. And then I'm going to push it down. And then I'm going to pull it through. And voila. Okay, so there's my first stitch. Okay, my second stitch, I'm going to space it about to there. I'm going to push it through. And I'm going to pull just gently, right? You don't have to pull very hard. And now I'm going to put it through the hole that I just came up. This is called the back stitch. And it makes a stitch of a straight line, okay? So when you are finished sewing for the day, don't lose your needle. What you want to do is just put it through the fabric like this, and there you are, okay? Voila. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know.